What's up, everyone? Welcome to the Fantasy Football Game Show presented by Front Yard Fantasy. I'm your host, Simon, joined as always by my co-hosts, Josh and John Luke. What's up, boys?
What up?
Feeling good on a Tuesday.
On a
Guys,
Wednesday.
Joining us today is a very special guest. He's come to take you guys down. I'm not playing in some poll perception today. Everyone here probably already knows him. He's a fantasy editor for the NFL, and you may recognize him from his appearance as an analyst on NFL Network's NFL Fantasy Live. He's also with the guys over at 32-Bit doing some awesome stuff right now. Marcus Grant, thank you so much for coming on the show today, my man.
Appreciate you guys having me on. I'm looking forward to this. I know Michael F. Florio was here, and he did pretty well. So now there's a standard apparently that I have to live up to.
you were
first
talking
time
before the
someone said we
show
have
about,
standards.
That is a good point, JL. We got Maria in here. She says she's ready and wants to know, why can't we start 16 minutes early for once? Let's start easing back to on time, and then we'll see if we can do 16 minutes early, Maria.
We started the counter today on time, I'm pretty sure.
We did.
Nice.
We did.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure Maria is sick of hearing me. Every time we pass a TV with you on it, Marcus, like we'll be walking the dog, and they'll be like at the bar, you'll just all of a sudden be on a TV. I'm like, I play fantasy with that guy. And every single time without fail. Every single time.
We got J-Wall in here too. J-Wall says hi. He. J-Wall, come on. You're trying to creep us out in here.
Grow up, J-Wall.
Grow up, J-Wall. We got Craig. Craig says a fantasy football game show 65 million years in the making. Yeah, absolutely. I'm not sure what you're saying there.
Wait, is this like Jurassic Park? What's happening here?
I think it's Jurassic Park. That is his
Park.
favorite movie, so that would check out, Marcus. Sorry, I think I'm starting to confuse my favorite things on here. So 100% that's what's going on.
Yes.
Jordan said we were late today because he was showing JL his spreadsheet data. So
He was.
Everyone blamed Jordan if we didn't start right on time. What's up, Joey? Welcome in. He says, hope everyone is having a splendid day. And Jordan hopes you lock your keys in the car, Joey. And what's up, Justin? He says it's his favorite thing with the percentages. Man, that's a lot of things with percentages. And this is your favorite thing. Justin's favorite percentage thing is what's going on with this one. Scott said, tell Marcus I'm starting a site called 16-Bit. It'll be clunkier and half the quality of 32-Bit.
Oh, I mean, if Scott
Fish
is involved, it's gonna be great by default. Like, there's just no way around that.
That's true.
Let's one up them. We're starting 8-Bit, and it's going to be even less quality than Scott Fish's site. We'll see how low we can get this.
This is turning into 7-minute ad, like 6-minute ads. Like something about Mary. Like, what is this? What's happening?
Guys, we already have a question in here. We're going to answer that one, and then we've got a couple things to go through before our game. Justin in here said Eagles D or Bears this week. Eagles got 3 pick sixes in the past 4 weeks. Marcus, which of these defenses would you be rolling out this week?
You know what? I just finished shameless self-promotion. Just finished writing my weekly sleepers column
Check
for
it out.
NFL.com. Yeah, NFL.com/sleepers should be up sometime either this evening or tomorrow morning. But I have the Bears in there this week. You know, even without Khalil Mack, mostly because Tim Boyle. I think that is the sum total of my analysis.
Yeah, that's all
Tim
you have to say.
Right? So that's why I'm going with the Bears.
JL, are you agreeing with Marcus here, or are you taking the Eagles?
Yeah, I think both of these are top 5 defenses this week in fantasy. I would take the Bears. Going against Detroit, I think that they're going to have a lot of takeaways.
Josh, and what about you here?
Bears.
Damn, it's a unanimous Bears. I wasn't expecting that. I was expecting at least one Eagles in there whenever I brought the question up. Usually when the three of us agree, that spells trouble. But Marcus, hopefully you're breaking the curse on that one.
No, it's probably going to be worse because, you know, if there's one thing that is true across fantasy, it's that when we all as an industry agree on a thing, that thing does not
We're wrong.
Yes. So I will say this, though. I mean, the thing maybe working, I guess, against the Eagles, for lack of a better term, is now that Jason Garrett is gone, like this just feels like the sort of situation where, at least for the first week, the Giants pull it together. They'll have a new play caller. They'll pull it all together. Everybody's like, "Oh, they've turned a corner," and then they'll go back to being.
Jason Garrett. He was
right.
the problem.
You know. So. Yeah, we'll see what happens there. Scott also said if Marcus saw the show yesterday, he would know the bar is low, and that bar was set by Scott himself. So he's an expert on how low the bar was set. What's up, Faisal? Welcome into the chat. Glad to have you here today, guys. And Jay saying just a precursor. Well, first, Marcus. We'll have to see how you do today. See if you can stand up to Florio, but he wants to have a Marcus versus Florio showdown over
the Mario show.
The Mario show.
Just came up with that. Pretty good.
Oh, wow.
Beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful,
I'm
Josh.
sure they've never
Great
heard
job.
that one. Guys, before we get
I
started,
do.
a couple things. One, if you are not doing so already and you're watching this show, hit the like button on this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Front Yard Fantasy. It is the easiest way to show your appreciation for what we're doing over here. Also, if you're not already following Marcus Grant, I don't know what to tell you, man. But he's on Twitter at Marcus G, one of the best follows in the space, a killer analyst, and just fun to interact with. He's posting some other stuff on there too. If you like Marvel, you want to be following him. There's a lot of fun stuff coming out of your timeline, Marcus.
Cool. I'm also, by the way, I'm on the TikTok. I don't know if that's what the kids call it,
TikTok.
but that's what I call it. The TikTok.
It's absolutely the TikTok.
Um,
Keep saying that for sure.
The TikTok. It's gonna catch on if I
TikTok.
keep saying
Yes.
it. It's for sure.
Yes.
It's for sure gonna pick up that way. But yeah, it's at Marcus Grant. I don't know if there's a Marcus G account. I probably should have tried to combine it to make it easy, but who would do that? So yeah, it's at Marcus Grant. You can find me there.
Leave the marketing to us, Marcus.
Right, exactly.
Find him on the TikToks. Guys,
TikTok.
before we get into our game, I know Josh has some news for us today. So Josh, you want to run through the news real quick?
Yeah, let's hit that news. Quite a few things the last couple of days that we definitely want to cover here. Let's start with this. Ceedee Lamb, he has an opportunity to play on Thursday. I know there were some reports that came out saying he was definitely not going to play, or more or less, people were pretty confident he wasn't. He does have an opportunity to play. So keep an eye on this. If he's out there, I'm absolutely starting him. This is another thing that just broke recently. The Giants have fired offensive coordinator Jason Garrett. G-Man J in the chat. I know you are excited. If you're a Giants fan, I don't know. Jason Garrett's not.
I was talking to him on the phone when the news dropped, and
that's awesome.
I can say his pants came off immediately. He was very happy.
Who was it? Was it Snacks? The first news I saw was I didn't even see the Jason Garrett news. It was just don't get comfortable, Gettleman. You're next from Snacks over there. Like Snacks was happy, but he was not satisfied. He was like, I'm not satisfied yet.
So we all agree though. This is good news for the Giants, right?
I mean, it can't be worse
More or
news,
less.
I don't think.
What do you think, Marcus?
I mean, yeah, I said it. I think that's the thing, is that it can't be worse, right? I think that's sort of where we are. I don't know how much of an endorsement that is for this move, but it can't get any worse. So maybe this means they decide to use their wide receivers, because they generally haven't. They sprinkle in some Kadarius Toney. Kenny Golladay is a ghost. So maybe that gets some more of these pass catchers involved in this whole thing. But look, man, as long as Daniel Jones is still Daniel Jones and he's still a turnover machine, I mean, that's gonna. It doesn't really matter who's calling plays. If he's throwing balls into the chests of defensive linemen, there's really no play calling that you can get around that sort of thing.
Right.
With you there. I do not think that this is going to save the Giants season by any means, but Jason Garrett was not creative, right? Anyway, let's keep moving. The Texans waived Phillip Lindsay. Not like you were starting him in fantasy. Maybe you have a little bit of confidence in the other. No, you don't. Don't start the Texans running backs. Maybe Brandon Cooks. That's the only guy I'm okay starting. The Broncos have given Cortland Sutton a 4-year, $60.8 million contract extension. I think this surprised a lot of people who thought that just going forward, they gave Tim Patrick a contract. Jerry Jeudy seems to be the future at this receiving core, but they want to build these receivers up. Maybe it's a play for Aaron Rodgers. I don't know. But we'll keep moving. Logan Thomas is expected to practice this week. I pick him up if I need a tight end.
Yeah.
Pick him up. Jamal Agnew is out for the rest of the season. Maybe this benefits Dan Arnold or Laviska Shenault or Marvin Jones, but I'm still not trusting any of those guys. All right? How about you guys? No.
I am an unabashed Laviska Shenault stan, and this has been a really hard year for me. So I am either I'm foolish, I'm a glutton for punishment, or maybe I'm clairvoyant. I'm going to go with the third one. And I'm going to say that, because Jamal Agnew had become the new Laviska Shenault, now that he's out, the old Laviska Shenault becomes the new Laviska Shenault. So
yeah, I think
your math checks out.
So that's the weird thing. It's like Laviska Shenault kind of came into a different role with the DJ Chark injury, where he played more of the outside receiver, and I think he's more, his skill set is better for a slot receiver role, kind of what Jamal Agnew was doing. So maybe they get him more involved in that. Again, not excited for these options. Jordan Howard is expected to miss week 12. Helps Miles Sanders maybe a little bit. Michael Carter suffered an ankle sprain, is expected to miss 2 to 3 weeks. I think I saw a question in the chat, Ty Johnson or David Johnson. It's Ty Johnson for me. What do you guys think? Simon?
It's Ty Johnson for me as well. You mentioned the Texans running back situation. Phillip Lindsay being gone doesn't help me out too much there with confidence for David Johnson. I'm not excited about starting the Jets running back, but it's a guy that's probably going to get the work.
How about you, Marcus? Ty Johnson,
Yeah,
David Johnson?
I'm probably Ty Johnson. Mostly just because we always like newer, shinier things, and we've seen the David Johnson movie at this point.
Ty Johnson could be anything, even David Johnson.
Even David Johnson, right?
JL, same? Ty Johnson?
Yeah, same. But neither.
All right. But neither. I think you can start Ty Johnson this week. I'm not saying I really want to, but I think you throw him out there. Oh, come on.
And I'm guessing this one was a joke on this one. It's Chubb.
Come
Chubb.
on. We'll keep moving through these. Andy Dalton will start for the Bears on Thursday. Justin Fields, I don't know if he's healthy enough, but I think he is. I think they're just making a decision to go with Andy Dalton. They're not going to say that, though. That's just my take. And last but not least, Jared Goff is doing better and has a chance to start on Thursday. Whatever. It helps the offense. It helps the offense. All right. That's all the news I had to go over. Let's get into this game.
Nice, guys. We got Unruly Drip in here with a question already. Unruly Drip, how's it going? Welcome in. Says, I have A.J. Brown versus the Pats, and right now he's benching him for Devonta Smith. Yes or no? So, Marcus, would you be starting A.J. Brown or Devonta Smith this week?
No, here's on paper, you're like, yeah, it's A.J. Brown for sure. But then you look around and you see sort of what's happened and the fact that he got beat up last week, too. I think he left with a hand injury. He came back. He got hurt again, and he left and didn't come back. I don't have any faith right now in the Titans passing game. The Patriots are playing better defense. Meanwhile, in Philly, it's either Devonta Smith or Dallas Goedert. Those are the two guys that are getting all the targets there. So I probably would go Devonta Smith this week, especially against the Giants. Yeah.
Oh man.
I thought I was going to be sitting alone on that side over there, but I think I'm with you. I really like the matchup and the usage and the injuries have been concerning for A.J. Brown recently. Rest of the season, I still want A.J. Brown. Like, if you make me pick one of these guys that I have to plug in each and every week, but I'm with you this week. I think the smarter play is to go Devonta Smith. Josh, how do you feel? I know you're our biggest A.J. Brown fan here.
Yeah, no, I understand making the Devonta Smith call here. I'm going with A.J. Brown still. He's an elite athlete who on a team that needs to get the passing game moving. A.J. Brown is going to be part of that. I know that Bill Belichick and the Patriots like to take away the number one weapon, but A.J. Brown's going to have a big explosive week one of these weeks. And even against the Pats, I think it could be this week.
Yep. What's up, LQ? Welcome, man. Glad to have you here.
Let's go.
And he said David Johnson movie equals live action Dragon Ball Z movie.
So
that's the
not
same
good.
thing.
Not great. Yeah. It's that Eddie live action.
Have any of you guys watched the Cowboy Bebop live action on Netflix?
yet.
I saw it yesterday and I was like, what the hell is going on?
I'm still rewatching the animated one because I just need to see that one first before I dive into the live action.
I've seen the animated one. I didn't know there was a live action one.
I just saw
it just came out.
I was like, what are they doing?
It just came out last week, I believe it was. It's new.
I watched 10 minutes of the Full Metal Alchemist live action. Was like, nope, turning that off.
When's a live action anime went well?
Never.
Okay.
Yeah,
I will say
there's
Death
no
Note
way.
was bad, but they cast Ryuk so perfectly. Like, the casting in that movie was absolutely phenomenal, but outside of that, everything else was bad. For Death Note, yeah, that's the only positive thing I can say about a live action anime.
Yeah, I couldn't bring myself to. I couldn't imagine trying to watch a live action Death Note. I can't. I know they're doing a live action One Piece, and my stomach is already kind of queasy about it.
Willem Dafoe as Ryuk is worth it alone in the live action.
I didn't know that.
Yeah,
did he need to wear makeup, or is he just showing up as Willem Dafoe?
It's just him showing up as Willem Dafoe in that movie.
Willem, I mean Ryuk.
Yeah, they keep flipping back and forth throughout the whole movie. Eric in here says Lions by 1 million on Thursday. Yeah, that's probably likely. I think we're full agreement they'll win by 1 million. Guys, I think we go ahead and get started with our game. We will hit some of these other questions that I see in the chat throughout the game, but a reminder to everyone watching as well. Right after this, Josh and I are going to be live at 4:15 or 3. No, it's 4:15. Time zone's messing me up today.
Eastern time.
4:15 Eastern time for Fantasy Football Office Hours, doing nothing but answering your questions. So if we don't get to your question during the show today, we will gladly answer it then. Marcus, before we get started, you're the guest. So do you want to go first, second, or third? The questions are in a predetermined order, so this will determine what pools you get.
Order. Okay. You know what? Let's go third. Let's go third. We'll see. Try to see how it goes, and then
I feel like the guest 9 out of 10 times chooses second in this game.
They do.
I almost did.
Second.
Almost did.
Yeah.
But
I
you're
heard that third.
Yeah.
Josh, I've been overcorrecting by going to JL to pick most of the time recently because I didn't pick him for like 3 years. So we're coming back to you. Would you like to go first or second?
I feel like I've been going first a lot lately, and that has not panned out for me. So give me a second.
Josh is going to go second. So JL, that
I'm
means
not scared
you
of you.
are going first on this one. A reminder to everybody in the chat, play along. Throw your guesses in the chat. If it's really good, we'll shout you out. And if it's really bad, we'll make fun of you. But it's more fun either way if you're playing along. JL. Oh, I should explain the rules of the game to Josh before we start playing.
Oh, yeah, I always forget.
Josh always forgets. So, guys, today we are playing poll perception. How this game works is before the show, I found 7 fantasy or NFL-related polls on Twitter. I'm going to be asking one of our contestants about one of these polls. So I may ask JL, what percentage of people chose side A in this poll? He'll give me a percentage, and that 22%. That essentially becomes the line for the other 2 contestants. Marcus and Josh, you then have to guess whether the actual percentage of people that chose side A is over or under the line that JL set. JL gets points depending on how close he is, with a max of 10 for getting it exactly right, a min of 1 if he's 15 percentage points away. Marcus and Josh, you guys will get 2 points if you correctly pick the over-under on his guess. After 6 rounds like this, 2 polls for each person, we will go into the 7th and final round where you are all guessing a number. Whoever's the closest will get 5 points in that one. Unless you hit it right on the head, you will get 10. And the contestant with the most points at the end of round 7 is our poll perception champion this Tuesday.
Me.
Josh, you've been on a cold streak, so I'm kind of cheering for you here.
On all games, like I'm super cold.
Let's jump into our first poll, and then we'll hit some questions after this. JL, are you ready?
I'm ready.
This poll's simple. Dynasty price check. Side A, Cooper Kupp. Side B, 3 firsts. And that is all the context we were given. What percentage of people chose the Cooper Kupp side of this trade?
3 firsts. Okay.
3 firsts. Cooper Kupp is what, 27, 28?
I would say he's 20. He's that close to 28. I'd say he's 27 in 10 months. I'm just guessing completely.
27 in a pinch. I'll go with 53%.
53% on the Cooper Kupp side. Locking it in?
Yes, sir.
Josh, do you think the actual answer is over or under JL's guess of 53%?
There's 3 first-round picks. I know Cooper Kupp is like setting historic numbers right now at the wide receiver position, but like we just said, he's 28. You know, maybe even 29. I don't think he's 29. I would guess around 28 years old. It's getting a little bit up there in age. 3 first. I'd rather that side. I think. I'll take the under.
Josh taking the under on this one. Marcus, are you going with Josh on the under of JL's guess of 53%, or are you taking the over here?
Yeah, no, I'm always gonna take the under. I'm not always, but I'm gonna take the under here just because I mean, look, man, like it feels like in Dynasty, especially Dynasty polls, everybody is always willing to sell, right? Like sell. So I'm gonna take the under here.
Dang, I went too high.
People love picks. People love picks.
I can see it being a 3-5 and straight vibing kind of number, if you know what I'm saying.
Ooh, could be.
You know what I'm saying, guys? Yeah.
By the way, I threw a poll in the chat before the game to see who wins in poll perception, Marcus, Josh, or myself. Marcus, you got 47%
Marcus
of votes.
win. I was about to
Josh
say.
got 31%, and I got
Hey!
or as Simon says, a poultry 21%.
And LQ in here saying Jean Jacket Simon always wins, even if he's hosting SMH. Didn't even put me in the damn poll, JL.
Yes, I'm winning.
We had some guesses from the chat. Jay in here with 23%, JWall 55%, more in line with you, JL. Eric said 19%. Come here now. Beach said 44. Craig said 48%. Albert with 41. Jordan with 18, and Justin with 42. So the guesses are a little bit all over the place here. One person going over your guess, JL.
I'm going to count Maria's as a guess.
35, yeah. Honestly. 35.
3-5. Yeah, that is the 3-5 crew. Straight vibing. The percentage of people that did choose Cooper Kupp in this poll was 19%. Dale, you were off by 34 percentage points, so you get no points that round. But Josh and Marcus, you guys each get 2 points for correctly picking the over-under here. Josh, 2 points for you, 2 points for Marcus, making the score 2-0 after that one.
I got duped.
And, you got duped.
Shout out Jordan. Got to shout out Jordan. 18%. What was the actual 19?
Yeah.
Great
Yep,
job,
very
you
nice.
nailed
Oh
it.
wait, Eric had 19%. Hey,
We were
Eric.
talking about Jordan.
Jordan was in
That's
here
the
giving
one I
Eric
saw.
props. Said Eric from the top ropes. Absolutely nailed it on the first
I
poll
like
of the day, Eric.
I like his victory. Shazam! His victory call.
Guys, before we get into our next poll, the first thing I wanted to ask was Marcus, what are you willing to give up for Cooper Kupp in a dynasty league right now? I know there's team context, but what do you think his general value is? 3 first seems too high based on this poll. Is it 2? Is it 1?
Yeah, it's 3 firsts is a lot. I would say a 1 and maybe a couple seconds. I consider giving up a 3 firsts, man. That's hefty.
Yeah, I'm with you there. Josh, are you in line with Marcus? It's a first plus maybe, but shy of 2 firsts.
So no, I think 2 firsts. I think he's worth 2 firsts. Now that having said that, it's only worth 2 firsts to a competitive team, and those 2 firsts are probably later first. Maybe they acquired an early first, but that obviously is going to play a factor here. If this is 3 late firsts in the 2022 draft class, if it's 3 late firsts, I'd prefer Cooper Kupp side. That's how I feel about this draft class coming up. So, where the first lie is going to matter here, but I'd say Cooper Kupp's worth about 2.
Yeah. Guys, before we go on to our next poll, we did have some questions in here. I wanted to hit.
Wait. Yeah, I was about to put that up. Whoever did. Scott Fish, 19%. Whoa.
Amazing.
Incredible
Really
with what
amazing.
consistency you hit that, Scott. It's
Yeah.
truly,
This is why,
truly
on.
why
unreal.
Scott's a legend in this industry. You know?
Yeah.
We've got a question from Come Here Now Beach 89. Pittman, Evans, Keenan Allen,
Oh.
Jamar Chase. I'm not even going to say Van Jefferson.
Why is
Don't
Van
even consider
Jefferson
that.
in
Yeah,
this?
take him out that list. Sorry, Van. I love you, but you don't belong with these guys.
Maybe it's
Pittman-
a Van and then Justin Jefferson,
Yeah, maybe that's what's going on. But so Pittman, Evans, Keenan Allen, Jamar Chase. He needs to start 3, so he needs to bench one of those 4 guys. Josh, which of those 4 are you benching?
It's got to be Michael Pittman just because I trust him the least out of all these guys. Maybe if Antonio Brown's back, you can make an argument where Evans' targets decrease a little bit, but he's got so much upside. Keenan Allen and Jamar Chase have to be in my lineup going forward. It's probably Michael Pittman.
Marcus, where do you stand on this one? Are you agreeing with Josh that it's Pittman or
Yeah.
would you bench?
I think you've been, as much as I love Michael Pittman, love the dude, but I think all these other guys, I trust their quarterbacks more. I trust their offenses a little bit more. I think they are likely to get more targets. This is a good problem to have though, because I think all these guys have pretty good situations this week, but of those, I would probably bench. I also love Van Jefferson. Just a side note. I know he doesn't quite fit in with the rest of this group, but just a
Love
side
him
note.
too.
I just love Van Jefferson. But yeah, this also doubly hurts because I hate having to talk down on USC guys. But here we are. So I have to bench Michael Pittman. Yeah.
Kaysen says, if AJ Brown doesn't play, should I play Judy at wide receiver 2 and Mooney at flex or opposite? So unless that's a scheduling thing, like one's on Thursday night, then I'm not too worried about that. But the real question comes in, or should he use Melvin Gordon somewhere? So really he needs to start 2 players and at least one of them needs to be a wide receiver. So Judy, Mooney, and Melvin Gordon. JL, which 2 of these 3 players would you be starting this week?
I would be starting Darnell Mooney. He's going against Detroit.
Darnell Mooney got 16 targets last week.
16.
That's preposterous.
What?
I'm pretty sure he only converted like 5 of those to receptions.
He only had
but
5 catches. He had 5 catches.
But 16 targets is crazy. And then, I have to start 2 out of 3. And then it would probably be Jerry Jeudy. I think it would be Jerry Jeudy.
Marcus, what about you?
I'd start Mooney for sure. Especially if Allen Robinson can't go. I know he would not have practiced on Monday if the Bears had actually practiced. I know that was the thing. So we'll see what happens with that. So Mooney for sure. I would probably go Melvin Gordon against the Chargers run defense. I think I've come to the realization that Melvin Gordon's not going away as much as we all want Javonte Williams to be a thing. Like it's not going to happen in 2021 the way we want it to. We have to wait till next year. So in the meantime, like if Melvin Gordon's going to hang around there, let's lean into this a little bit against the Chargers run defense. I would start him.
I'm with you. I love the matchup. They're giving up the 4th most points to fantasy running back so far this season. I think I would go Mooney and Gordon as well. Josh, what about you?
I just was on a podcast last week and I talked about, it was a somewhat bold take, but I was just like, everyone loves Javonte Williams, but my bold take would be that the opposite happens. I know coming out of bye, rookies are typically more involved. But I think that they think Javonte Williams is part of their future. They're going to try to reserve him a little bit. He'll still get plenty of playing time. He's still going to look great when he gets the ball, but they're going to run Melvin Gordon more or less into the ground. And, he's not a part of the team in the future. And yeah, I think Melvin Gordon could maybe even get more involved going forward.
Yeah. Guys, we are going to move on to our next poll. Before we do that, Craig said Scott blocked him on YouTube. What was his guess? So Craig couldn't even see Scott's guess in there. Scott, unblock our boy Craig. Come on. And Eric saying he cheated off Scott in the future. Yep. Everyone who got the answer right just cheated off of Scott going forward. Like
Good job, Scott. You're killing
it. Josh, are you ready for your next question or your first question?
I am ready for it. Let's go.
Okay. Your question is, who would you rather roster in Dynasty? And I think we've had some like this, but the landscape changes every week. Side A, Jamar Chase. Side B, Justin Jefferson. What percentage of people chose the Jamar Chase side of this poll?
When was it posted?
Yes,
like recently, yesterday. Yeah, Justin Jefferson had the better week this week. So, it's probably going to keep flipping. Like, if Jamar Chase had the better week the previous week, Jamar Chase is going to get more votes. Justin Jefferson just had an explosive, awesome week. And both these guys have been super consistent all year. Right now, if I had to tell you my top 2 Dynasty wide receivers, it would be these 2 guys. I don't think that's too bold to say. Jamar Chase is still my number 1. Justin Jefferson's super close. I think this vote's probably going to go slightly to the Justin Jefferson side. I'll say that, I don't know, 50. Oh, no, I'm voting for Jamar Chase. So 45% of people chose Jamar Chase.
45% from Josh on this one. We got Troy in here. What's up, Troy? Welcome in. Glad to have you here.
What up,
and
DK?
Marcus, we're going to come to you. Do you think the actual percentage of people that chose the Jamar Chase side of this is over or under Josh's guess of 45%?
I'm going to say it's over. I'm going to say that people actually sided with Jamar Chase in this one, even with Justin Jefferson having the big week last week. I think Jamar Chase has, a bit more of a, stable quarterback situation, for lack of a better term. I mean, people hate Kirk Cousins. I don't really understand it. Like, I'm sort of indifferent to Kirk Cousins. People hate Kirk Cousins.
You're right. You're right.
But we know Joe Burrow's not going anywhere anytime soon, and he and Jamar Chase seem to have a thing. So I'm going to say over, because I think people actually picked Chase in this one.
And you got some Cousins love agreeing with you in the chat. Scott Fisher, Cousins is so much better than people give him credit for. And Jordan saying, hey, man, Kirk Cousins has the second most games with 300-plus passing yards and 3+ TDs in his first.
I'm not saying I hate season. Kirk Cousins. I'm just saying people hate Kirk Cousins.
Yeah. But I'm saying they're agreeing with you there. They're
okay, cool.
You shouldn't hate. Yeah, they're getting some love in there with you. I think they were responding to someone else saying that, Scott said I'm pull perception Kirk Cousins is what prompted it, because he's 1-9 on Monday Night Football, but he's really good in the chat. So Scott kills it in the chat. Then you put him in prime time, and he can't play.
He's always teamed up with me.
He has always teamed up with you. JL, Marcus took the over on Josh's guess of 45%. Where are you going here?
I'm going to take the over as well. I think this is as close to a 50-50 poll as we're going to get. But I would, if I was guessing this poll, I would have gone probably 51%. And it sounds like I'm in line with what you were saying, Marcus. I'm going to go over.
Okay, Jay Wall in here guessing 43%, Jay 44%, Kaysen saying 58, Albert saying 33, come here now, Beach 89 saying 48, Truly Epic with 52%, Jordan with 43%, Troy King with 49%, Eric said 41%, Chase, and Maria saying 43% on the Chase side here. The actual percentage of people based on 1,367 votes in this poll is 41%.
Hey,
Josh, you were within 5, and it was the under. That's a near perfect round for you. So, Josh, you were going to add 5 points, and your opponents here did not get any points for incorrectly picking the over-under here.
Eric got it right on again.
Wow. Cheater.
Eric,
is he looking on somebody's paper? What's happening? How's this happening?
And then Jordan, just like last time, he wasn't with him one last time. This time he's with him 2.
Man, that is wild, Eric. Too. I'm impressed. If you found a way to cheat that quickly, I'm impressed, because it's hard to find these polls. Like, the Twitter search function is ass. So if you're finding these polls before we reveal the answers, that is unreal. But if not, holy cow, man, you're absolutely killing it. Jordan said Eric is 100% cheating. Eric with the eyes and said, I can see Scott's paper. Yeah, that's what's going on. He's just looking over and seeing Scott's paper.
Now, I will say, I think if this, I believe I might be wrong, but I think Jamar Chase, won this vote pretty handily last time we did this. It was probably right after week 7 where he scored that 34-point game against Baltimore. But it's just funny to show just how this goes. One big game can change everything.
Recency. Jordan said JL beat Diggs in the sit-up competition. True facts. Scott Fish is Kirk Cousins. No wonder why they aren't a good mix. That is a theory we have not uncovered yet, but it could be true.
That's true. Guys, also, before we get into our next poll for Marcus, you said suck it Diggs. Sorry, it took me a second there. The Chosen Rose says start 2, MVS, Christian Kirk, Hunter Renfrow, Emmanuel Sanders, and Jerry Jeudy. Marcus, which 2 of these players would you be starting this week?
Probably Christian Kirk. Well, no, Kirk's on a bye this week, so that one's already out. So that's one name you don't have to worry about.
Yeah,
so that's one less thing to worry about. So don't start him this week. So Jerry Jeudy for sure, and I'm gonna say Emmanuel Sanders as my other one there. Hopefully Buffalo's offense pulls its head out from wherever it was last week. MVS is just too streaky. Hunter Renfrow is like he's like Julian Edelman light, where he'll get 7 catches for 50 yards. And it's gonna
Julian Edelman without Tom Brady,
right? Basically, so it's like 7 catches for 35 yards, and then you're just upset. So so Sanders and Jeudy for me.
I'll take the 7 catches for 35 yards from Hunter Renfrow with some of the volatility from these other guys. I'll plug Jeudy in with the high range of outcomes. Then I'll take the 8 to 12 points from Hunter Renfrow. That's what I'm doing there. Josh, what about you?
Yeah, if this is a full point PPR, I'm going Hunter Renfrow and Jerry Jeudy. If it's even a half point PPR, then I'll go Jerry Jeudy and Emmanuel Sanders.
JL, what about you?
I think I will go Renfrow and Jeudy.
Let's go.
So nice. Jeudy is obviously locked in. That one's for sure.
That one's locked in for sure.
So truly epic. And you're saying in week 10, I won by 0.9. And in week 11, I won by 0.8. You know what? Wow. If that same trajectory keeps going, you got enough points left to win the championship.
So, yeah, you're good to go. You're good to go.
You're good. We've learned that patterns work this year. Myles Gaskin keeps on showing that if there's a pattern, it's going to stay true. You don't have to worry about anything. And that means this week, incoming 2 touchdown game from CJ Uzomah. It's every 4th week that he has 2 touchdowns. So just put that in the books. That's what's going to happen here. And that is how lucky. That's pretty awesome. It's all skill, Epic. When you win, it's skill. When you lose, it's luck. So nice job on that one.
Yep.
JMI Sports says, who should I start in the flex if Kamara is a no-go? Ingram, Higgins, or Javonte? Half PPR. Josh, which one of these 3 are you starting this week?
Ingram. If Kamara's for sure no-go, Ingram has shown you he can do it. He's not Alvin Kamara, but he's going to be a guy you need in your lineup. Higgins and Javonte aren't quite there. It's Ingram for me.
Marcus, what about you? Are you agreeing with Josh on this one?
Yeah, I agree. It's nice to see Mark Ingram back in a Saints uniform. It just fits. It just works.
It does.
And if Kamara can't play, then all of that volume just funnels itself to Mark Ingram.
Yep, I'm with you guys on that one. Andrew wants to know Ayuk, Corey Davis, or Jacoby PPR. JL, which of these 3 players would you be starting this week?
God, who? We just mentioned it earlier. Who are the Pats playing again?
Titans.
Titans. Ayuk's playing Vikings. I think I would go Ayuk here. Here. That feels good to say. That feels really good to say. Welcome back, Brandon Ayuk.
No excitement for Corey Davis with the matchup against the Houston Texans. Just making sure we know who he's going up against.
He's got some upside.
Yeah, he's got upside for sure. I would still rather go Ayuk. I think Ayuk's got upside too. But all 3 of these guys have good matchups this week.
Marcus, which one of these 3 are you starting this week?
I'm going Ayuk. George Kittle coming back has made a big difference in this offense. It's helped Garoppolo kind of get going. It's helped Ayuk get going. He's the guy that I think I like the most in that group.
And then also Debo playing more running back.
Running back, which
it opens up more opportunities for Ayuk.
Kyle Shanahan would rather play a wide receiver at running back than go to therapy.
I will tell you this, Deebo Samuel, if there's any wide receiver in the league that can play the running back position, it's probably him.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yep. Guys, before we move on, Sean in here. What's up, Sean? Welcome in. He said, "What's up, Front Yard fan? Happy checks calendar Tuesday. It is a Tuesday. The days of the week have been absolutely messing me up all day today as well."
Tyreek Hill would be a good running back.
Yes.
Marcus, are you
he
ready for your
probably
first
would
poll?
be, but it would look weird. It would look really weird.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's do the poll.
Let's do it.
I'm trying to think of somebody else who would look weird at running back, but yeah.
Marquise Brown.
Distracted.
I'm trying to think of like these tall, skinny guys that would look a little odd carrying the ball.
Mike Evans.
Mike Evans.
Yeah.
Rashad Perriman, Lil Jordan Humphrey. Like we can keep going.
Lil Jordan Humphrey.
Perriman, yeah.
Who's the Dolphins big man who almost got that touchdown that was called back?
Robert Hunt, was it?
No.
Yeah, I think that's it.
That sounds great.
He would look fantastic. He wouldn't look weird at all.
Marcus, your first poll today. It's another Dynasty poll. This one, side A is Jonathan Taylor. Side B is Christian McCaffrey plus a first. What percentage of people chose the Jonathan Taylor side of this deal?
Ooh, again, recency bias, plus a young running back who's very much in the conversation to be the 101 in seasonal leagues next year. I'm gonna say that I'm gonna go 53% on the Jonathan Taylor side.
53% on the Jonathan Taylor side from Marcus. JL, what percentage of people do you think the actual answer is over or under the line set at 53%?
Oh wait, Eric said 36%. Can I change that?
under.
All right, so I got to pick over under. What was the guess? Is 53?
53.
I'm taking the under. I think look at Josh. Josh is frozen right now, making a hilarious face. We were talking about this on the FanDuel Sunday recap, our Sunday recap show. Who would you take at the 101? And I think we were split. I think one of us went CMC, the other two went maybe Jonathan Taylor. I think it's going to be under. I think the first really does it for me here.
Josh, are you agreeing with JL here, or are you taking the over?
Yeah, it's just like my opinion would be on the Christian McCaffrey in the first. But
the
Jonathan
recency.
Taylor, I don't. Yeah, the recency, it does kind of drag it that way.
These injuries.
I could see this going both ways. I'll take the under. But hey, this is a pretty fair trade when it comes down to it. I wouldn't blame anyone for doing this.
Josh says it's a pretty fair trade, but they're both on the underside. Midnight, what's up? Welcome in. Glad to have you here. Jay Wall in with his guess of 39%. Jay says 64%. Truly Epic says 48%. Eric with 36. Albert with 48. Midnight guessing 55%. Wow. Justin saying 73. And Jordan saying, Jay, well, I thought 41 and now am going 40. So he's taking the 40 in this one over here. So the guesses were a little all over the place. Marcus, some people over your guess, some people under, a couple right in that range. But it seems to all be kind of centering around your guess. Your guess is right in the middle of what people are saying. The actual percentage of people that chose Jonathan Taylor over Christian McCaffrey and a first round pick in this poll is 40%. 40%. So Marcus, you were within 15 percentage points, so you're still going to get 1 point. Right. JL and Josh, you guys both get 2 points for correctly picking the over under here. Marcus, that is going to bring your score to 3. Josh, that is going to knock you up to 9. And welcome to the board, JL. You've got 2 points.
I did it. I'm here. Have a ride.
You're here. Welcome.
First round looked good for me. The first round looked good for me.
No naked mile for me.
And a reminder for
what the heck, Jordan.
Absolutely nailing it. You played an Eric there. Eric must have sent you the answer so that it didn't look too suspicious.
Honestly,
and so you would
Eric still did a really good job. Like it wasn't. And then Jay Wall coming in with 39%. Great job.
The NFL is going to randomly drug test Eric tomorrow for sure.
Guys, before we move on, I want to remind everyone in the chat that if you've got some questions, we're going to have trouble getting to all of them today during the show. But Josh and I will be live right after this at 4:15 Eastern time for Fantasy Football Office Hours, where we're doing nothing but answering your questions. So make sure you come on over and get your questions answered there. You guys ready to start the next round?
Ready.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do it. The score is 9. Josh came out to an early lead, but it is still anybody's game. It is not done yet. JL, we are coming back to you for your next poll.
I'm ready.
This is a 12-team Superflex Dynasty League. Side A is Russell Wilson. Side B is Jalen Hurts. What percentage of people chose the Russell Wilson side of this poll?
Oh, God. People are coming around on Jalen Hurts. I've been seeing it in the Twitter sphere.
Thank God.
Yeah, so I think it was Cal, our good friend, Calvin Hobbs. Is that his Twitter handle? Because I know it's a play
Calvin and Hobbs.
Calvin and Hobbs, right?
Yeah.
He posted he put the same poll with including Jalen Hurts from like beginning of the season to now, and it was like shockingly different. Russell Wilson.
After the first couple of weeks, people were leaving Jalen Hurts for dead. Honestly, they were like, he is not even going to finish the season as the quarterback for the Eagles, and
they were, yeah.
He is.
All right, I'm gonna go with 40. I'm gonna go with 51%.
You took us on a roller coaster there, Jay.
I'm taking myself on a roller coaster.
51% from JL. Josh, are you taking the over or under on JL's guess of 51% on the Russell Wilson side?
I mean, at this point, like the recency bias is obviously going against Russell Wilson. He's looked so bad since coming off this injury. He's older. It's a dynasty league. I got to say that Jalen Hurts is winning this trade, so I'll take the under.
Under from Josh and Marcus. Are you agreeing with Josh here and taking the under, or are you going over on JL's guess?
Yeah, I'm going on the under here. Russ has not looked particularly great. Jalen Hurts has looked good. And this part of it is like we don't really know what Russ's future is going to be, whether he's going to be in Seattle or what the deal is going to be. So I'm going to take the under.
Yeah, the Seahawks look like a mess right now, don't they?
They do look like a bit of a mess. We got some guesses in the chat here as well. Truly Epic said 45%. Midnight was 69. Nice. Albert with 53. J-Wall with 67. Eric saying 38.
It's all
Andrew
over the
saying
place.
35. Dave with 56. And Jordan also saying 35.
All over the place.
Yeah, these are all over the place, these answers. And I think it's because there's been a lot of moving values with these two players over the past couple weeks. But the actual percentage of people based on 799 votes who chose Russell Wilson over Jalen Hurts is 47%.
Oh,
JL,
great
job,
JL.
That was closer than I thought. That was way closer
me
than
too.
I thought it would be.
I probably would have guessed like 36%.
That was exactly the number I had said.
Yeah.
So
I wish I hadn't changed my answer halfway through because I was going to say 49, but I guess it's the same amount of points. So
same number of points there.
Maybe you convince us to maybe change. Nah, I'm still going the under.
That is a wild
that
poll.
moves you up to 7 points. Josh at 11 and Marcus
He's
that
back.
puts you at 5. So you are back in this game. It is anybody's game here. I did have a question for you guys before we moved on. So I know that Jalen Hurts, there have been all sorts of speculation at the beginning of the season that the Eagles are going to try to move on at quarterback after the season, that he's not the guy. Do you put any credence in that statement, or do you think Jalen Hurts is the starter in 2022? Marcus?
I mean, I think he's the starter in 2022. One, because he seems to kind of be figuring it out a little bit and playing better. But also, I mean, where do they go, right? There's no one really in the draft that you're going to mortgage your future for right now. What do you put all your eggs in hoping you can lure Aaron Rodgers over? Maybe you try to swing something for Russ. I mean, I don't know what the easy answer would be if you're not going back to Jalen Hurts next year. So partially because he's playing better, partially kind of by default, I think he's the starter next year.
Yeah, I'm with you. I always like with a lot of this stuff, I take the path of least resistance. The same with like the Aaron Rodgers news this offseason. The easiest outcome was that he ended up back in Green Bay. And more times than not, that seems to be what's going to happen. And there's nothing about what Jalen Hurts is doing right now that says he needs to be replaced. JL, Josh, do either of you guys disagree?
No, I completely agree with your breakdown.
There we
I
go.
also think that it's not even like Jalen Hurts is playing better. I think the team's just making better decisions. They're running the ball better. They're a better team right now than they were at the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
Jordan said that poll bugged me. I hate it here. He is upset. But guys, we're going to move on to our next poll. Josh, this one's for you. And this is our one poll coming to you from Reddit today. So just keep that in mind. This is a Reddit poll, not a Twitter poll. The question posted in this poll was, is trading away DJ Moore dumb if I am desperate at running back? I left out some context in here. Is trading away DJ Moore for Damian Harris? That's a very important part of this question.
Important context.
Is trading away
Very
DJ
important
Moore
context.
for Damian Harris dumb if I am desperate at running back? Side A, yes. Side B, no. What percentage of people said yes in this poll?
So let me ask you real fast: is the no more context, no redraft or dynasty context here?
Let me double check if there was any additional context. Nope, that is all the context we were given.
Okay.
Or sorry, it is redraft. This is a redraft question, but
because
this
that matters a little bit at least. But even in a redraft context, I would rather have DJ Moore. Damian Harris, I'm still concerned about Ramondre the Rhino Stevenson, taking away work from Damian Harris. We know the Rhino. We know that Damian Harris can't, the Patriots running back situation just can't be trusted in general. I do like Damian Harris, but DJ Moore is more valuable than Damian Harris. I have to go side A here. I'll say that I think it's a pretty significant 72% of people
on the yes side. 72% locked in.
I almost want to go higher, lower. I mean, I want to go 72%.
72% from Josh locked in, saying yes, it would be dumb to trade away DJ Moore for Damian Harris if he's desperate at running back. Marcus, are you taking the over or under on Josh's guess of 72%?
This is where I have to get into the mind of Reddit here.
It's tough, right?
It's a weird mind.
Always a dangerous thing to do because maybe I'm an outlier because I don't fear the Patriots running back situation, and I still think even with Ramondre Stevenson doing things, I still think Damian Harris is kind of the lead back there. But I don't think the public will think that way. So I'm gonna say over. I'm gonna say a lot of people will be like, "Yeah, you're dumb," because the internet likes calling people dumb. Also, that's
Reddit specifically seems to really love to call people
dumb.
Yes.
So, whoever this is asked to they set it up on a tee just to be called dumb.
Yeah,
so,
did.
I'm gonna say it over.
It wasn't even a trade he was considering. Someone in his league made this trade and traded away DJ Moore, and they want to show it to their league mates.
Yeah, it's a really roundabout burn.
So they're calling someone dumb and asking the internet to chime in and also call this person dumb. So
Exactly.
I'll take the over.
Marcus taking the over. JL, what about you? Are you following Marcus on the over? Or are you taking the under here?
Josh, you split the room. I'm going to take the under. I think enough people are going to see Damian Harris's workload this season and think, no, that's not dumb. And see DJ Moore's underperformance and say, okay, well, if you're desperate at running back, sure, go ahead and get Damian Harris. I don't know if everyone is going to share that same fear about the Rhino, Ramondre Stevenson.
Yep. We got some guesses in the chat.
Yeah, you saw freaking Eric's guess of 64%, and you're like,
Shut up, Josh.
Carlos, welcome in. He says, I've missed you guys. Stupid work meeting interrupting my free time. Just quit your job so you can watch this every day, Carlos. Come on.
Worth it.
J-Wall in here saying 88%. Albert with 75. Dave with 71. Carlos saying 89%. He's playing Price is Right against J-Wall, trying to just edge him out there. Truly said 82%. Midnight with 81. Andrew saying 68. Jay saying 86. Eric with 64, like you said there, Josh. And Jordan said, I feel the opposite. 25%. Cam Newton for Moore isn't going to be very good. So Jordan, the outlier here, saying 25% in his answer. And Carlos letting us know if it's not Tony, right, it isn't about it. Apparently they just love Tony over there. The actual percentage of people that said, yes, this is dumb to trade away DJ Moore for Damian Harris is 25%. 25% said it would be dumb, and that is based on over 1.6 or 1,600 votes. Jordan nailed it on the dot. You absolutely crushed it. Josh, I'm sorry. I think you set a new record for furthest away answer we've ever had. So you get some points for that one.
Wow.
I got to be pretty close. I got to be pretty close, huh?
Yeah, that's not the record, you are in the top 3 for sure. JL, that is going to add 2 points to your score for getting the over-under right on that one, but you're the only one who answered their score there, making the score 5-11 to 9, going into Marcus's final poll before we hit the final question. Marcus, are you ready?
Yep.
Let's do it. Your poll. This is another dynasty poll. Side A is AJ Brown. Side B is DK Metcalf. What percentage of people chose AJ Brown in this poll?
Did J-Wall post this?
Oh,
He came in and asked this, I think, last week. He was trying to get me to do this.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So the percentage of people who take AJ Brown in this
That's
scenario. Again, if recency bias comes into play, I don't know that either one of them wins on recency bias, right? Like that's sort of the thing. I'm gonna go 43% go AJ Brown here.
That's a damn good line, Marcus. That's a damn good line.
43% from Marcus on the AJ Brown side. JL, are you going over or under the answer that Marcus seems very confident with?
I wrote down 46% just to see where my initial thoughts lined up against Marcus's guess. So I'll take the over. I think it'll narrowly be the over. I think they're close enough. But that is a great line, Marcus.
Josh, are you agreeing with JL on the over, or are you taking the under here?
I'll take the over as well. I'll take the over as well.
Josh also
Copycat.
taking the over.
It's a little bit personal bias. I'm just, I love AJ Brown, so I can see it going both ways.
We got some guesses in the chat. Jay saying 54%, Carlos with 47, J-Wall with 45 right there, Albert with 40%, Midnight saying 49, Andrew with 51, Eric with 39,
Yikes.
Jordan with 54.
Don't like that.
And Maria said 45%, obviously, with Dave saying
Yeah.
42. So now we've got the actual answer. Are you guys ready?
Yes.
So the actual percentage of people that chose AJ Brown over DK Metcalf in this poll was 57%. 57% chose AJ Brown. So Marcus, you got the right number. You were just on the wrong side of the poll. 43% chose DK Metcalf right here. 57% choosing AJ Brown.
That's
So that puts
much
you
higher than I
14
thought.
percentage points away. So you're still going to get 1 point for being within 15 here. And JL and Josh, you guys are going to each get 2 for correctly picking the over-under. Josh bringing you up to 12, and JL bringing you up to 10 points going into our final round. Are you guys surprised by that? Marcus, you seem surprised that DK Metcalf won that, or that AJ Brown won that poll.
I'm a little bit surprised. I'm more surprised, I think, by the margin of victory. Like I can understand why AJ Brown would win it, but I think it's the margin of victory that surprises me more than anything. Yeah,
Josh, was that the same reaction from you?
Jordan just made a comment in the chat, and actually Marcus brought it up earlier, but he said, I think the Russ not being in Seattle next season influences this poll. And if people are really thinking about this, that is absolutely correct. DK Metcalf without Russell Wilson scares the hell out of me. I still rather have AJ Brown myself. So I get it.
Yeah, I thought this one was going to be closer as well. And JL, it's not a sampling size thing. There was over 1,200 votes here on this one. So decent enough sampling size. But these guys are pretty close in my eyes, closer than this poll laid it out to be. If you guys are ready, we're going to jump into our final round. The score going into the final round is JL 10, Josh 12, Marcus 6. So Marcus, you can still come out on top in this game if you get this one exactly right.
Okay.
If you nail it on the head, you win. But if you are the closest, you'll come in second behind Josh there.
That would be a perfect situation because I win, JL lose, it comes in third.
I would lose big time.
Okay, our final poll. Do you have a pen and paper handy by any chance, Marcus?
Or a phone.
Sure. Yep. Let's do it. I got it. We're
Perfect. So you guys are going to write down your answer for this one. This is a Dynasty 12-team Superflex tight end premium league. Okay. Side A is James Robinson. Side B is a 2023 first. What percentage of people chose James Robinson in this poll? Dynasty 12-team Superflex tight end premium. So I'll give you guys about 30 seconds to come up with your answers, write them down, and then we will reveal who the winner is. Also, Jordan saying Tannehill is there.
Mine.
Wilson is rumored to not be. Yeah, absolutely. I think that influenced it. Jordan already putting some answers in the chat. It looks like he's answering for Eric.
good.
Marcus, you got your answer?
I do. I do.
JL, you got yours?
I think
Yeah,
that's
mine.
their scores, like Eric's and Jordan's scores for the game.
Gotcha. Eric has 30 points. Jordan has 25 points. J Wall in here guessing 73%. Midnight with 36.
All
Carlos
over the place.
with 68. Dave with 48. Albert with 51. And Marcus, we are going to come to you first for your answer.
Ooh, all right. Well, we got, I don't know if you can see it, 37%.
37% from Marcus. JL, what answer are you putting?
40%.
40% from JL. And Josh?
Don't you dare box me in. Okay, sweet.
63%.
It
from
goes
Jordan,
along with
41.
what the chat's kind of putting in. There's like a lot of like 60s, and then
It's
there's a
all
lot
over
of
the place.
40s, 30s.
All
like,
over the place.
yeah.
38 from Jay, 69 from Jalord, 70% from Andrew, 35 from Jordan, 44 from Eric, and Jordan saying, good guess, Marcus. The actual percentage of people that chose the James Robinson side of this poll was
Go Marcus. Let's go Marcus.
24%. Marcus, you were the
Yes,
closest.
yes,
You're going to get 5 points. You edge out JL, and Josh gets the W, but you did not come in last. You knocked JL into last place at the last second on this
What
one.
a close game. 10, 11, 12. Let's
Yeah,
go.
the final score was 10, 11, 12 on this one.
Oh,
Josh,
I
I
need
just,
to
is
go
the
I just had
Marcus.
to
Thank
uphold
you.
the honor of NFL media, right? Like I couldn't come on here and lay an egg, so I at least feel good that I have done that.
No, you did great, Marcus. And your process was there. Again, like we talked about coming into the show, like the people that voted on it were wrong when it comes down to it.
Of course,
Yeah.
right? Obviously.
And Midnight said WTF 24% on this
That-
one.
that
Yeah, I think
is-
some people are
that's a little
surprised
low.
on there. And Maria saying, woo, woo, woo. Yep. And so how did we do that last time?
Why is
Woo,
you cheering
woo,
on me
woo.
losing? What did I
Woo,
do,
woo, woo.
Maria?
Suck it, JL. Marcus, thank you so much for coming on today. We really appreciate you taking the time to come hang out
This was
with
a
us.
blast, Marcus.
Guys, if you do not already follow him on Twitter, go and follow him at Marcus G, and make sure you're checking out the awesome analysis and content that he's pushing out, and that the whole team at NFL Fantasy and the guys over at 32 bet are pushing out as well. They're there to help
Fantastic.
you win your leagues, and they're just good guys. Marcus, thank you so much.
Cool, I appreciate it. This was a whole lot of fun. So I'm glad I had some time for this today.
Absolutely.
Or me too. I want to
Guys-
speak for you guys. Trading makes fantasy fun. Let's go.
I was waiting for it. I didn't even want to start saying the outro until you got it out. Guys, we are done for now, but not for today. Josh and I are going to be live in about 15 minutes on this same YouTube channel for Fantasy Football Office Hours. If you've got some questions, if we weren't able to get to yours today, we will get to those during office hours, each and every one of them. So make sure you stop by over there. Until then, though, we're going to go poop and shower. Make sure we're good to go. Looking pretty for you on the next stream.
Sure,
we're
hurry up
outta
if
here.
you're showering, Simon. Jeez.
Adios,
Hopefully not at
everyone.
the same time.
Love you
Oh,
guys.
always at the same time. That's why you have an open drain, right?
Oh,
Just I'm just kidding. It's in sequence. Is that a good note to leave? And Marcus is like, I'm never coming back. We all
Yeah,
know
he's
this
like,
is the
oh,
whole
Lord.
show.
Fantasy football's fun. Let's go.
Guys, we'll see you in about 15 minutes. Adios, everyone.
bye-bye.
Peace.